is Father Ken Lau, and welcome to the new episode of the New Pentecost series. In this episode, I will be talking about the gifts of the Holy Spirit in the baptism of power, which the apostles experienced on the day of Pentecost so that they will be able to do the mission that Jesus called them to do. They receive gifts of the Holy Spirit. And it is very important for us to understand what those gifts are that empowers us to do the work of the ministry. In 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1, it states, "Now about the spiritual gifts, brothers, I do not want you to be ignorant." In 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7, Paul tells us about the 9 gifts of the Spirit. So let's take a look at each one. The first one is the words of wisdom. So this is the ability to have supernatural wisdom from heaven for how to handle a situation. A great example of that is when Pharaoh had a dream, and Joseph was able to interpret that as 7 years of plenty, and then after that will be a 7 years of famine. And Joseph gave a word of wisdom to Pharaoh that on those 7 years of plenty that they need to store food so that they would have food during the 7 years of famine. Word of knowledge, this is a supernatural ability to know facts that one wouldn't know other than by the Holy Spirit revealing to them. So a great example of this was when Jesus met the Samaritan woman at the well and told her all about her life. There were facts, but there was no way that he would know them unless the Holy Spirit told him. So this gift often gives faith to the receiver because they realize only God could have given the information. The third one is the gift of faith. So this is the supernatural ability to lay hold on God's promises for results beyond our own ability to achieve. So an example of that is Abraham's ability to believe that God would provide him a son being 100 years old by his wife who was 90 years old and barren. The next is the gift of healing, the supernatural ability to convey healing to another's body. Okay, there are many examples of this in Jesus' ministry and also in the apostles throughout the book of the Acts of the Apostles. The next one is the gift of miracles, the supernatural ability to release signs and wonders, supernatural happenings that defy the natural realm. 2 examples that I could think of is the feeding of the 5,000 and 4,000 by Jesus, and also Moses parting the Red Sea. Gift of prophecy is the ability to hear the voice of God and speak what he is saying. Next one is the discernment of spirits, ability to know what spirits are in operation. So ability to know demons, angels, human spirits, etc. One example of that is in the book of Acts, where Paul recognizes the demonic spirit in the young girl that was following them around. The next gift is the gift of tongues, ability to speak in a heavenly spiritual language, or the ability supernaturally to speak in a language that is unknown to the speaker. The next one is the interpretation of tongues, the ability to interpret what is spoken in a heavenly language. So it's really very good for us to know what the gifts the Lord has given us so that we'll be able to use that in the mission that he called us to do. And we see that when we use the gifts, we will be more fruitful. And when we become more fruitful, what will happen there is that many people will start to believe in God, right? Because using these gifts, people will see the supernatural. God bless.